Welcome back, guys, to The Penitent Life of a Felon here, cranking out another video for you guys. Thanks for subscribing. Got another subscriber. I'm one up, 17 now. I'm really grateful for that, guys. I really appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Also discovered that the shorts, I like those. Them short videos you can do.
Yeah.
I like those. Those are cool, man. A little something. Keep it going. So we're talking about, I know I mentioned on my other videos how I have a bachelor's degree in drug addiction, and that's another whole different experience that I have, bad experiences. We used to glorify them, getting high, partying. Man, you wouldn't even believe some of the stuff I've done. Of course, I used to burglarize. I was a mass burglar. I was a cat burglar also. I was bad out here in the streets, man. I was bad. You had the crime scene almost in every neighborhood. We kept them busy back in the early 90s, man.
Oh yeah, I remember your friend.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name, but he was saying that.
Yeah,
crime unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were the ones that brought him out here, huh?
Yeah. I noticed you gave me that look, cat burglar. What's that? See, people probably don't even know what that is, cat burglar.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
I was so confident. I came to a level of confidence when I was in my crimes where I used to go inside houses when people were there,
Mm-hmm.
or outside or inside. I was a cat burglar. I would go in there, and there's professionals that really do that. I've heard of. Somebody told me there was this one big time cat burglar in Houston. He would go in there and he would go into them rich houses, man, and get the big hits. The big licks. Like gold and all that stuff, jewelry. And so I was kind of on that caliber. I think I've done so much crime that some of them burglaries, some of them crimes that I committed never even got reported because they probably never knew that they even got hit, because I would take like the small items where they wouldn't even think it was missing. But anyhow, that's how I would get all the money, almost daily. I'd spend up to at least $100 to like $500 almost daily, on cocaine.
Was there any like when you would do the burglaries, did you ever find like stacks of money, people's savings?
Yeah. This is a funny story because, believe it or not, I was in Elgin, Texas, the town that I got kicked out of at the age of 10, and that's going to be another story. But when you mentioned that reminds me of, I was with my cousin Casey. Shout out to Casey Gonzalez. Well, we were young, man. We were about, I don't even know, 11 years old. It's funny because I went into a house, and I actually went into a house, and I seen a stack of money. But for some odd reason, I only took like $5. I don't know why I did that, but anyhow. So we got that, but anyhow, back on my drug addiction, man, I was so bad, man. I remember the height of my addiction, when I would score big, I would call a taxi. After I had the dope in my hand, I would call a taxi to take me home. Or if I was in a stolen car, whatever. I would actually put the cocaine without even cutting it. I'd have an 8-ball.
Oh yeah.
With the straw, and I would just put it in there and just snort it, man. Like, I feel all them rocks going right here, man, through my throat, man. I was almost like choking, man. Bad, real bad, man. This one night, I felt I almost overdosed. I was on Irwin Street. I believe I was like 15 years old. Man, I just couldn't even move, man. I was just like this at the door, man, like this. I couldn't even move. My heart was just like pounding, man. I'm pretty sure I almost overdosed that night, man. But
From
that
much stuff.
Yeah, snorting. But it's one of those things, man. Drug addiction, man. You just keep going. You don't even care. Now I understand how them people actually overdose, man, and die, man. You don't know when your last hit. And that's dangerous, man. That cocaine is dangerous because you don't know. They say it's conniving. You don't know when it's going to be, because your heart's taking so much cocaine that you don't know when your heart's going to give out, And that's a very dangerous game, man.
So you got like kind of like stuck right there on Irwin Street.
Yeah, I was just like this between the doorposts. I was just like, I couldn't even move. I felt like Scarface, like Tony Montana. You know how you see his movies, like he's just stoned, like just real wired up. That's what we used to call it, wired up, man. But yeah, man, those were the bad days, man.
How old were you?
I believe I started doing coke when I was 11 years old, all the way to 16. Yeah, 16 years old. That's when they took me to the county.
Oh yeah.
Was that 5 years? 5 years of doing cocaine, man.
You were going to the county. You thought they were gonna take you to the juvenile.
Yeah, I thought I was getting a free ride back to juvenile. Took me to the adults, man. Yep. But you know, man, how they say, there was this old school man too. He said, man, you know what? He was an ex-convict too. I don't know where I met him at. I think he was at a drug rehab in Houston. He was an old convict too, but he worked at a halfway house. It was at a drug addiction place when we were kids. He was in prison too. He's from Houston. He said, man, you know what? I wasn't arrested. I was rescued. You know? So, you know, that's true, man, in a lot of sense. You know, a lot of guys, they cry and you know, they complain like, man, I'm locked up. I'm locked up. But really, man, you're probably being saved. You know what I mean? You know, you got to be put away to come to your senses, you know? That's so true, man. It don't hit home until you have that, how can I put it? That realization, you know what I mean? And acceptance to know that, you know what, I'm not locked, that maturity to say, you know what, I'm not locked up, man. I'm in here, man. I'm focusing, I'm getting cleaned up. You know, I'm away from drugs, you know, from all the elements of the world, you know, drugs, alcohol, partying and sex and all that stuff. You know, you have a chance to get your system cleaned.
So he was from Houston. He was locked up, but he worked at a halfway house.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is he did say he was locked up. So I'm sure he was locked up back in the days too, like in the 80s. He was an older guy. He was like one of them older dudes. He was like 40, probably in his late 40s. And this was back in 93. So yeah, he worked at that halfway house there. It was called the Phoenix House. They're at on Southwest Houston at Bel Air. They call it the Phoenix House. I remember. That's another place I escaped from. That's gonna be another one of my escape stories. Took off from there, headed to Corpus with this white dude. I forgot where he was from. We stole a truck. Out of Houston. Made it to Corpus. He wrecked this. He hit this car, man. He hit this car real bad. He passed the stop sign. He hit that car bad, and the car kept spinning. And I got pissed off at him. I said, "Oh man, you're bringing heat, man. You're bringing heat on me, man." So I kind of ran him off. I told him, "Man, you got to go back to Houston." So he just took off, man. I never seen him again.
What was this like back in the 90s or what?
Yeah, early 90s. Yeah, it was like 1993.
How were that was at a halfway house?
Yeah, we escaped from that halfway house in Houston. Oh man, we fucked this one up.
Oh no, we did.
Yeah.